Important message for the Persist Ventures team. I just got off a flight and I watched a movie called Miracle about a sports team who's up against all odds. They came together to win the game. So I wrote some notes down and I thought it was really worth sharing. First off, the important thing is that for eternity, you know you left nothing on the table. You played your hearts out. This is a really interesting concept today. Let's say even 100,000 years, 1,000 years. We're going through the greatest technological exponential in the history of mankind. We didn't think we would know how protein folding worked in our bodies for another century, and we figured that out this year. And we're getting a better and better understanding of how our body works. Jim O'Neill, who started this fellowship, who also was the CEO of SENS Research Institute, one of the largest funded nonprofits for studying longevity, his prediction is in our lifetimes that we're all going to live as long as we want. So what's crazy to me is understanding that this is truly the end game, that this is truly the time to leave your heart on the table, that courage, virtue, strength, pushing yourself, all that hard extra effort is actually only limited thing that matters. Because I think we'll either win or we entirely lose as a human race. I think we're going to win, and we're a part of that. We're a big part of that. And our mission is no short of being the most important organization on the planet. And I'll tell you exactly why. We're not focusing on making video games, not on making porn bots, not just engagement, but on impact, community, and virtue. And these are places that there's less competitors here. We actually have the capability. Why are we the ones to make the world's first Bloom scroll, the first feed that actually maximizes value for users? Why are we the ones to create a global community app for neighborhoods that actually makes connections between people? Why can we create the largest global philanthropy by creating designer goods for charity? Why do we have the opportunity to create the most viral story on the internet? Why will we create the largest AI social media network? And by that I mean one that actually just connects people automatically. Why will we create the first truly social network, WeMotions? Each time I'm saying this, I'm relating it to an exact project that is moving towards completing that. Why will we be the ones to create the largest career accelerator for developers? We're already well on the way with that one with Michael Deere. Why will we become the beacon of the future of entrepreneurship? Because we're building all these things and all these stories are happening here. Because we can want it more. Because this is all happening together. Any piece of success that happens one way is driving me to go get better relationships to impress the people that are supporting us. We influenced the presidential campaign of the third largest candidate for America, who's then going and talking with Trump. So we're influencing the top of the greatest people in the world already. We're already there. We're a year and a half in. And it's from you guys and your guys' work. That's crazy. That's getting me access to people I never thought I would have access to. I really think of us like a superhero team. Like the equivalent of S.H.I.E.L.D. from, I think that's Marvel. And the question to ask yourself when your brain then gives doubt, because first I said exactly how big we're going and all the things we're working on. And that's just a small list. That's just the start. But have you ever seen a corporation operate like this? Have you ever seen a young person like myself getting these types of relationships and working with them and impressing those types of people? Garnering support from billionaires and presidential candidates for our mission, impressing them with our work, with something that's been underfunded thus far. We've just begun. We're just starting to get that bigger support and build these bigger relationships that is helping us accelerate this all and think bigger and dream bigger and continually get smarter and better superheroes into our team. I think this is greater than any movie that these movies any of us may watch may inspire us from the hero's journey. We're living in the greatest movie with the greatest story. That's crazy. And we're here, I think, with that opportunity to truly be the tip of the spear. And the spear being a representation of the change, the movement, hope for humanity. I don't own a house, I don't own a car, I have no assets. I'm all in on the story that we are telling. I think that's really important. And watching this underdog team in this movie on the airplane and hearing the speech he gave where he said, You need to leave it all on the table tonight. I think the way that we think about one day in our lifespan, it's like, okay, just push yourself for one day, because that'll be worth it. On a World Series championship, or in this case, it was the Olympic gold medal game. Well, for us, it's not one day. It's more of the next decade. And I think the next decade is going to be one of the most interesting decades of humanity. And that's what all the smartest people are saying. I'm not crazy when I say that. It's because we have a separate intelligence entity that is raising from our computer systems, that is allowing all this opportunity to shift the future. And it is allowing us to create a superhero team of just young people who are driven to continue to learn and to be on the frontier of understanding this technology, building this technology, and us doing it as an ecosystem that collaborates and helps each other and helps one big movement form is a special thing where you guys are all owners in. Another unique aspect to that. There's no employee who's not getting equity in the umbrella, and many of you getting large amounts of equity in your specific projects. That's meaningful and that's powerful in and of itself, let alone capability to find you guys based on you beating out thousands of other applicants, witnessing that this is the right path for you, understanding it, putting in the work, and then getting selected. That's already a big piece of merit. And then all of us working together with this sort of dream, this sort of mission. These are some of the reasons why there's no reason to doubt that we are the ultimate superhero team for humanity. And if we believe that, we achieve that. So thank you for all the hard work so far. I hope this continues to help you understand that at your base, that each time you're pushing yourself, you're recognizing that you're part of something bigger, that you're here on this planet during this crazy time, that the story you guys are telling and that you're a part of, and all those different pieces of effort to make your app a bit better, is helping this entire ecosystem move forward. Is helping the entire story that we're telling move forward. And I witness it in real time. We made one update here, and then I get to show that app to someone, and that led to this connection, and then that connection led to this connection. It's like, I want you guys to understand the power of that. And connecting with that aspect is very powerful. I think the same way that one may fear death, that there should be somewhat of a similar feeling when we think about the future, that we can live as long as we want. That should be just as scary as actually dying. It's like, hold on, I'm going to have to live with my actions for 100,000 years, and I don't get to change that. This is the time when it's most important. This is the time when we can leave our hearts on the table. This is the time when the things that we do actually really matter. Because if things go well, it seems like the decision on if we did good and we completed our quest, or if things went bad and humanity fails to properly tell the right story, that's happening in the shorter term. And so the way we look at one day today, with our average lifespan of 80 years, once that lifespan is 800,000 years, then one day is the equivalent of 100,000 days if you were to live that long and think on that time scale. And 100,000 days is far more than I think it's going to take for this decision to be made. So if we can sort of take that same energy of this is the final day that a sports team may have in their little World Series, in their final cup, and the energy that they have, and recognize that the next decade is that for us as human beings on this planet. And we recognize that we're doing something bigger than the World Series for baseball, but we're playing in the World Series of humanity's future itself. The actual World Series, which is far, I don't know how many multiples greater than just a baseball World Series is. But any of these movies of those stories of the underdog team who rises up and becomes great and against all odds shines their light, wins the game. We're doing that. You're living that. We're doing it on a much bigger scale. And all these small actions that we're taking now is just a part of it. One final note here was just that I think some of these ideas are really important because the context window we hold, I know most of you are working with AI systems, and so we understand that the context window you give the AI system, the prompt that you give it, changes how it's going to output. Well, we have that too as humans. That's what we call our ego or our identity. Many of them, for us, can be heavily influenced by our emotion, by external things. The stronger your context window, though, the less that it gets changed. The more that you realize that you're part of this cosmic quest, the more that a lot of these small things finally they're seen for what they are, which is small insignificances. So holding on to that base, feeling that base, and I really want to produce more medias directly for Persist and just these ideas of this superhero sort of energy and our team energy, so that we can all continue to hold on to that. You know, I go through phases of lack of recognition of it, and then I watch a movie like this and I'm like, I can't believe what we're doing, I can't believe what we're building, I can't believe the trajectory that we're on. And I need to share that. Because the more that we understand that trajectory, the more that trajectory is fully realized. Because it happens through all of us. It's happening through you. Each of your individual projects are only becoming great because of the effort that you put in. So thank you. Keep up the hard work and keep being superheroes for humanity. Cheers.